This is one of the properties that until yesterday belonged to Daliso Lungu, son of former President Edgar Lungu, who ruled Zambia from 2015 up until 2021 when he lost power. In 2023, the National Prosecution Authority took up the matter investigating all the properties belonging to Mr. Daliso Lungu, and yesterday the court ordered that all his properties be forfeited to the state because Mr. Lungu could not clearly explain how he managed to acquire all the properties.
He versus Daliso Lungu. So we visited the filling station in Jack compound as well as a shopping mall, and we've just seen this house here, and we've seen some vehicles at deck and some vehicles at...
And according to the National Prosecution Authority, they will be conducting inspections of all the properties, some in Lusaka and others in Kanakantapa area of Tongwe district.
The whole court process was filed on the 26th of June 2023. It went through the court process. There's no witch hunt. They were given an opportunity to prove whether these properties belonged to them and how they acquired them. And after failing to do that, the property...
For Crown TV News, Tawanda Munyoki.
Good evening and welcome to Spotlight. Tonight on Spotlight, we are following the money, and it leads straight to the doorsteps of the former First family. We're talking about 79 motor vehicles, 23 parcels of land, a shopping mall, a filling station, and luxury apartments valued at over 24 million kwacha. This isn't a real estate brochure. It's the list of assets the High Court has just stripped from Daliso Lungu, son of former President Edgar Lungu, who has today, we've been told, appealed that particular judgment.
Indeed, Said, and of course the court's verdict was cold and mathematical. Now we look at how does a man whose documented earnings at the Zambia Revenue Authority totaled just over 132,000 kwacha wake up with a 24 million kwacha empire? The court says he couldn't explain it. The state says it's process of crime, but as the Lungu family's assets crumble under legal pressure, a political vacuum is opening, and nowhere is that void felt more than in the Copper Belt.
Specifically on the Copper Belt, Kabushi, a constituency once held by the bulldozer Bowman Lusambo, who now watches from a prison cell as his former stronghold prepares for a new era. Tonight on Spotlight, we ask, is this the end of an era of unexplained wealth in Zambian politics? And can a new face convince the people of Kabushi that leadership is more than just about deep pockets?
Joining us in the studio is the man who wants those very answers and that very seat. That's Kabushi aspiring Member of Parliament, Tilas Titus Sichinga. Mr. Sichinga, good evening and welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you very much. Good evening, my brother, and good evening to our viewers outside there. Thank you for watching Crown Television. It's interesting.
It's an interesting program. Yes, and we do hope that everyone that is watching us on DSTV, channel 277, GoTV, channel 23, Topstar, channel 89, as well as on the Star Times platform, channel 543, is ready and geared to give comment to what we are going to be discussing on the program tonight, but also to you that is following us on the Facebook and YouTube platforms. We're grateful all the time when you call in and when you send us those messages, and please keep the conversation going on that platform. Remember to like and share the platform and follow the platform so that you can get updates whenever we go live. There's also a latest updates on what's been happening with regards to ECL burial. There's an update in South Africa where the family has finally filed its papers of Appeal in the Supreme Court. So we're going to be looking at that story as well in bits on this particular program. We start off this conversation, Mr. Sichinga. The court found that Daliso Lungu's salary at Erasure was roughly around 132,000 kwacha, yet he held assets worth about 24 million kwacha. And all this matter has been reopened since he's filed his appeal. But as someone who wants to represent the people, do you view this forfeiture as one that can be deemed as victory for the state?
It's an interesting matter in the sense that it's actually happening at a stage where I wish the late Republican President, Mr. Edgar Lungu, was around so that he can also give his opinion on it. It's a catch-22. Our view, and I wish, my personal opinion, as we aspire for public office, and even as we lead the public office, our wish is to provide a service above self. You see? And the lessons we are learning, especially for us who are upcoming politicians who want to serve the general public, is that going forward, I know this matter is in court, and the judgment was passed, and there's an appeal. It's our prayer and hope that our brother, Mr. Daliso Lungu, will be given an opportunity also maybe in the Court of Appeal to also offer his side of the story. Nevertheless, to say, as you all know, he was not a public officer. Okay, I used to work for Zedara, is it? Except, I don't know how the judgment was in terms of his defense about how he accumulated such kind of wealth. There's an aspect of saying the father gave to him.
He pretty much failed, to prove where the money came from, because there were no receipts of where these monies came from. There was no documentation whatsoever. But this matter has been appealed, and we won't focus very much, on the matter specifically, but we'll look at things that are surrounding this matter. For example, he has alleged that this particular, case is a targeted one that has been, the government of the Republic of Zambia has been targeting those that were close to former President Edgar Lungu, and he feels him being the son is just amongst those people who are merely being targeted, even though they genuinely did, acquire these properties.
Yeah, that's where I wish going forward you can have a law which will be prosecuting even the sitting people. Unlike when you see, whenever you're prosecuting someone who's out of power, there's always that aspect. People thinking, maybe it's out of persecution, out of jealous, out of what. Our prayer is that maybe going forward as a country, we need to stiffen our constitution so that the saving public officers, the serving leaders, each and every year. Remember, there's that declaration at Parliament. Every year, like members of Parliament, they declare whatever they're earning. Even the ministers, even the Republican President. If you can have such measures put in place, people can be knowing how we as politicians or we as civil servants, we are accumulating our wealth. As you own, again, we are living in a country which is a free economy, it's a democratic nation. The Kaunda era, where we had if you are working for the government, for example, you're not supposed to do business. And I think that's what is killing us now. Okay. Almost all of us working for government just want to be entrepreneurs. So generally you realize it becomes a challenge. There's that conflict of interest where people misappropriate funds which are not meant for them. But my prayer is that maybe you have to stiffen our constitution.
If in your case, if you are elected if you're elected member of parliament for Kabushi, are you prepared to subject your own assets to this level of scrutiny? And can you today account for every quarter of your campaign trail?
Yes, I can. But if once I'm elected member of parliament for Kabushi constituency, I would advocate maybe moving a private member's motion that let us be showing the general public whatever our earnings are, whatever business we're into as public officers. For me, if you can put in a constitution so that people will be able to know how we came into government and how much we accumulated, how much we came with. Even the donors. Remember, there's an aspect of political parties getting funding from the government coffers. I think to also make political parties be accountable. Because as we speak today, all political parties, they get funding freely from different angles. So if Parliament can amend the law to say all the donor funding must be accounted for, I think it will be good for everybody. there will be no animals which will be more than the other animals. For me, that would be the fairer way of justice and of understanding the aspects of life. We have to put everything in the constitution of our country. And then like that, we will have less pilfering of resources, less use unnecessary usage of resources. And I'm glad that actually almost all the government departments now are going cashless. I think you've seen recently Erasure saying by first day of March, they'll stop receiving cash. So because of now all the transactions are going online, I think it also reduced the aspect of siphoning monies and also maybe diverting the public funds. It has been a thorn issue. I think year in and day out, you've been seeing the government losing a lot of public resources due to dubious means. So my prayer and hope is that going forward, we will have leaders who will be saving the community and the country above self.
We're going to be getting into a conversation about Kabushi constituency, but before we get there, the family of the former president Edgar Chagwa Lungu today have filed, their appeal papers before the Supreme Court of Appeal in South Africa concerning, this delayed burial and concerning, their wishes and the wishes of their, late father, late husband, Edgar Lungu, that he, be buried in a dignified manner. Where President Hakainde Hichilema is not present. That has been the main, bone of contention of which the government has, opposed and said there's no way a state funeral can be held without the president. There have been several conversations that have been had, and that the Zambian constitution demands that the president is buried within Lusaka at, the Embassy Park. Now, how do we move as a country when we have a former leader, 8 months on, still unburied, when a grave is waiting here in Zambia and another waiting in South Africa?
Indeed, it's a very saddening matter for the country. I think the first time I've encountering such a matter for a public leader of a father of a nation, the former Republican president, staying unburied for 8 months now. It's my prayer and hope, as you have put it, that the Lungu family has made an appeal. It's my prayer and hope that, God willing, the church, even the senior members of the community, the chiefs, maybe they can come on board and have this matter resolved. It's quite imbalancing for us as a nation that I've got a former president who's not yet buried up to now. Even to the family itself, the Lungu family, you can feel for them. Even to the Lungu's friends, it's quite a challenging matter and a very sensitive matter. It's my prayer and hope that people can come together and have this matter resolved, especially as we go towards general elections. I think it will be a topical issue in the election if, God forbid, we are to stay up to the time of voting without burying our former Republican president. It will be a heavy burden on the country, Zambia. It's my prayer and hope that people should keep on praying over it so that the powers that be, the government, the church, the traditional leaders, all key stakeholders, maybe just to come together and have this matter resolved in an amicable way so that you can have a win-win situation. What you want is to have a win-win situation. And the only way you can have a win-win situation is that of burying our former president in a dignified manner and in a manner which all of us as a country will feel proud of. So that's my prayer, that let love prevail on this matter. What you need is just to be sincere and to see to it that there is love. Because as a country, Zambia is known to be a peaceful nation and we're interdependent. We are intermarried. So it's a very sensitive matter. And it's my prayer and hope that the government and the Lungu family will come together and have this matter resolved in an amicable way so we can have a win-win situation. We don't need to have a winner or a loser in this matter. All we need is to have a win-win situation. And I think as time goes on, as people keep on reflecting about it, it's my prayer that a solution be found before the year ends.
What is your view regarding, political differences that the office of the president must be respected?
The office of the president?
The presidency itself.
Yes, the president must be respected because, as we all know, the president is the face of the country. So all of us, we are proud that as a country, we have got the Republican president whom we all look up to. So as a country and as a community, we need to respect the office of the president and also to dignify that office of the president. That's what I'm saying. It's my prayer and hope that going forward, it's a fact that even up to now, it's not there in the Constitution, despite there is to say every former president must be buried at the Embassy Park. I think it should be written in white and black, that in the nearest future, we won't have this matter reoccurring again. It's a learning curve even for us as a country. But going forward, any public event, the Republican president, the public officers, if it means we buried at the same area, let it be written clearly in the Constitution of Zambia, so that we won't have such challenges. But also this is also giving us an opportunity to explore and to understand how we will run our country going forward. You've been 61 years of independence in the country, Zambia, and this is the first time we're facing this is a challenge. So it's my prayer and hope that as we are amending our constitution, we must also put such matters in place so that in future we won't have such kind of issues where we have to be lead to the president itself. We need to dignify it and to respect it.
Let's get into Kabushi, and to you, viewer, if you're watching us from Kabushi, the gentleman we have with us in studio is wanting to lead your constituency. We want to hear from you best of the submissions that he's going to make on this program this evening, and would love to hear what challenges you are facing and whether the solutions is going to provide are the solutions, you know, that you are expecting in your constituency. Just last week or over the weekend, a delegation from Kabushi visited, you know, former member of parliament for Kabushi, Bowman Lusambo, in prison to seek guidance on who to vote for. Let's have a look at this particular clip. Then on the other side, we continue having this conversation.
He might be incarcerated and not physically present, but to them, he is a leader whose judgment is trusted and sound. They drove all the way from Ndola, Kabushi constituency, to pay a visit to their former leader and lawmaker, Bowman Lusambo, who is currently behind bars facing corruption charges at Mwembeshi Correctional Facility. Kabushi Constituency Patriotic Front members have described finding Lusambo in high spirits and sending greetings to his people in the constituency. During their visit, party members say Lusambo has urged the people of Kabushi to remain strong and united as the country approaches the August 2026 general election. They say Lusambo still remains their voice and wait upon his guidance on who to choose as the leader for the August 2026 elections.
We know that when it comes, it's got influence. It's going to guide us, one, on the position of who to contest the elections. As a member of parliament for Kabushi, we have got influence at constituency level. It's got influence even at the Copper Belt level. What is going to say about the area member of parliament incoming for 2026? That is what we are going to follow.
N'abanensu abashere na bena twachwana kwisa bengi bati nomba abanensu abashere na bena bareba posha na bareba laishete bati gachaba kuchichaba possible bonse twayingira twabamuna chichaba nomba kairi beti fitike fifya kuingira abantu abengi bati ifo fwebere mkwamana natuingira febuno tapaine fya chupa emkwaye.
The constituency chairman, Fabian Mwanza, says Lusambo has also advised PF presidential aspirants to unite and choose a single leader to lead the party.
He has sent us that we talk to the people who are fighting for the president that they can only be one president at a time. So this fighting, I think he's saying that they are worrying him a lot because he was thinking that as a party will move in one direction, of which is so much hope for that at the end of the day, maybe by the end of this month, we are going to have one candidate as a party, so that at the end of the day, the unity is brought back. He has spoken so much about the unity, including us from Kabushi. He has encouraged us to be united and work as a team.
Former Lusaka Province Minister and former Kabushi Member of Parliament, Boman Lusambo, is currently serving a 4-year prison sentence with hard labor after being convicted on multiple corruption-related charges in November 2024. Lusambo has appealed his case, and judgment was set for August 2025, but was never delivered, and communication is yet to be received from the court. For Crown TV News, Anna Mwila, in Mwembeshi, Central Province.
Mr. Sichinga, does it bother you that a man convicted of being in possession of process of crime still holds the remote control to some of the voters in Kabushi constituency?
Well, you see, as Zambians, generally, we are very compassionate people. We are emotional beings. We always empathize and sympathize with our colleagues, especially when you look at the former member of the Kabushi constituency, Boman Lusambo. As you all know, the gentleman served Kabushi for 1 term, and I think he also another 6 months, the second term, before his seat was nullified. And he was also a provincial minister in Copperbelt. To me personally, the current MP and Honorable Sambo, they are people I've interacted with. Like both of them are my colleagues. Honorable Sambo, I worked with him when I was in Lungu Secondary School, Alumni Association of Zambia vice chairperson. He was our guest of honor in 2019 when we were having a fundraising drive towards our school. Then later on, the current MP also in 2023, he was also a guest of honor in December on having the bribe for former Lungu pupils. So both MPs, they are my colleagues. I've had interactions with them. And it's normal for somebody who has served the community for 5 years and above. And as you all know, before he became an MP, I think Honorable Samuel began his campaigns in 2015. Before, I think almost 7 years has been helping the community, interacting with the community. So it's normal that people can empathize and sympathize with him when in that nature. All of us. And the beauty of Kabushi is that Kabushi is a community which is very small, which is very loving. These PF colleagues I've seen on TV, I think there are 3 or 4, there are 2 councillors and the PF leadership there. They are colleagues we meet at funerals, at weddings, even as we are watching soccer, even as we are interacting at church. So we're a small community, just like the UPND colleagues. So Kabushi believes in love. Kabushi shows compassion. So it's just normal that, yes, the people of Kabushi still feel for their former member of parliament. It's our prayer and hope that God will strengthen him as he serves his term, so that when he comes out, he'll be able to interact with us and we move forward.
You are aspiring for Kabushi, but maybe for somebody that doesn't know, how is your relationship with the incumbent member of parliament, Mr. Bernard Kanengo?
Interesting. Well, the current MP, Honorable Bernard Kanengo, is a brother of mine. Just like they were put in a preamble, just like Honorable Boman Lusambo. Both of them, I had interactions with them. In 2021, when we are voting in Kabushi in the general elections, I voted from Kaloko Ward and the Kabushi constituency, where the current MP, Bernard Kanengo, also votes from. We actually even met at the polling station. Even when having those campaigns and the by-elections, both of us voted at the same school, the Kaloko Primary School. So my relationship with him is very cordial. He's a brother. Just like the former MP, Honorable Boman Lusambo, also a brother. So both of them are my brothers. And for me, who is an incoming MP, who is coming as the MP for 2026 to 2031, I must respect both of them. Because both of them, they've got their own weaknesses and their own strength. So I must just pull up from their strength. They've put it. Honorable Boman Lusambo was well known for compassion, for helping the orphans, for helping the elderly people. Honorable Bernard Kanengo is also known for a project, as you all know, the European Union Don government has brought on the CDF, which they've increased into about 40 million kwacha now, whereby purely under the European government, most projects now are happening via the CDF. So it's just a matter of taking up from where Honorable Bernard Kanengo will live, and then I also catch up from there, and I also learn a few lessons from Honorable Boman Lusambo. So I'm coming in with somebody who has had 2 brothers already on that seat. So I just have to do research and development. I work on the strength of Boban Sambo, I also work on the strength of Bernard Kanengo, and then I make a difference.
Has the incumbent who came in via by-election notified you and the party that he does not want to continue, or are you basically saying that you are there to lead should the party decide to pick on who is, the most suitable candidate to win come the elections?
Yes, in the upcoming general elections, as you all know, the current parliament is ending on the 15th of May, whereby all the members of parliament, they will be retired. So from 15th of May up to the day we'll be voting on the 13th of August, there will be no sitting MP. That's why the journey for the incumbent and other MPs is ending on the 15th of May. So now all of us, it's an open chapter for all of us to make ourselves available. In my case, people have been calling me to be the member of parliament from 2021. And then I had to wave off to say, let me keep on marketing myself, working with you, the community, marketing myself, marketing the team. So basically, psychologically, spiritually, morally, and financially, we are ready to participate in these elections. And we know that in a democratic nation, there is intra-party democracy, there's also the country democracy. So generally, we are coming in with a view that we are ready to compete with whoever will be on a ballot box. Realistically, me as Taylor started teaching and my colleagues, we opted to form a foundation to say, look, let's do something for our people so that even as before we even become their servant, let the people know us, let the people understand our vision, let the people understand where we are going. That's the reason why I'm ready for anything. And if the incumbent wants to contest the seat, we'll compete. And the people of Kawush will decide who will be the right candidate for 2026.
Just like Said Riley put it, yes, Boma Lusamba was known for a very specific brand of bulldozer politics, which is quite loud and often involved in direct financial donations to the community. But you are coming in as, a member of parliament in Wetting. How do you convince then a voter who at some point maybe got used to receiving, empowerment directly, from Honorable Bowman Sambo to you, obviously, with another tactic? How do you convince them?
As I said in my preamble, that both Honorable Bowman Sambo and Honorable Bernard Kanengwa, they are their own strengths and weaknesses. As you put it, Honorable Bowman Sambo, that strength of giving, which is normal. Everyone wants to be a giver, but we all give within our means. So if me as still a starter teaching, I can only give within my means. For example, even today, whenever there is a FINLO, we've made it a policy as still a starter teaching a foundation, depending on the availability of resources. At least on every FINLO, we can help in a smaller way. That's maybe by providing transport, or maybe providing water for the people mourning their beloved one. And again, on the other good aspect, the current MP and the current government, they brought CDF closer to the people. If you remember, under PF, CDF was on 1.5 million kwacha. And then under UPNG, CDF is now 40 million kwacha. And that CDF, that's got the component of the grants, the loans, and also the school tertiary education and the marketeers. So basically, that's a matter of sensitizing the community. Let the community understand that these CDF monies, they're not for the ruling party cadres or for the opposition party cadres. They are for everybody. They will be rotating. What the people of Kawushi needs is a voice and a promise. They say, look, we are here to provide a service and we are here to see development. The only way we can see development is for us to move as a team. Obviously, you are right. You understand. Honorable Bowman Sambo's way of doing politics was that nature. Honorable Bernard Kanengo's way of doing politics was that nature. But for me, as still a starter teaching, I'm also another person. My way of doing politics, one, I know the role of a member of parliament is that of providing in parliament, like being their spokesperson, speaking for them. For example, like Kawushi is battling with a lot of issues. So me, I'll listen to what the people want, and then I'll speak on their behalf. And the powers that be, so that the powers that be, they can attend to Kawushi. For me, that is the greatest way I would want to leave a legacy in Kawushi constituency, that I'll be the member of parliament who spoke for them, a member of parliament who made himself available for the people of Kawushi. Because where I sit here, the people of Kawushi built me. The people of Kawushi made me who I am. It's because of Kawushi that I can even speak my good English, because of the teachers of Kawushi community, because of the churches to go in Kawushi community that up to today I've got high morals. I understand each other. It's because of the community of Kawushi, the interaction I had with them up to today, that I am who I am. And because of that, I'll sit with that, I'll provide a service. That was our motto at my primary school career then, and I'm covered that I will save. When I went to Lubuto Secondary School, it was service above self. So basically, I just do what I was taught from my schools in the Kavushi community.
You say you know Kavushi, constituency, and you've also talked about how the people of Kavushi have been, requesting you to represent them as Member of Parliament since 2021. What are the main challenges, 3 of them, that the residents of Kavushi, are currently experiencing? You've talked of Lubuto, why are you a better person to fix these challenges than the money-flashing bulldozer Lusambo and the current MP that won the election via by-election? Why are you the best candidate?
Thank you very much. It's interesting. One, thank you. I'm the best candidate. The first point is that I was born and bred in Kavushi community. I was educated by the people of Kavushi. In my 40 years of living on this earth, I have dedicated to Kavushi. Kavushi, as my sister in the interview there, Madam Soko, the PF chair lady mentioned, Kavushi has got 8 wards. In these 8 wards, in my growing up, I'll give you a preamble. I was born in Lubuto Township, which is the largest constituency under Kavushi ward. And then I began my education, my primary education at Kayele, which is under Mkoba ward. And then whilst I was going to school, we moved as a family from Lubuto community to Kaloko and Kavushi wards, where I used to stay with my parents. And then in my little life as a pupil at Kayele and Lubuto Secondary School, I was privileged in the sense that I was a marketeer at Masala Market, which is under Skyway's ward, where we host the largest market in Kavushi community. The marketeers educated me. The marketeers, I used to serve them with tea. I used to serve in Kapara Market, in Kubai Market, I used to move around. I was also a camera boy. I would go into cakes under Kafubu ward, and there I would pictures. I would go into Mine Masala ward. I would take pictures, and then the people of Kavushi taught me to be who I am today. I would be selling ice blocks to Akulubutu ice blocks equally, inter school, to Akumusa Kasonka. So in all the 8 wards of Kavushi in my growing up, what we have done even now, before even becoming an MP, is that we have put 3 zones which are covering the entire Kavushi community. The first zone is that of, we have put Skyway's ward, which houses Mine Masala Market, and also Kafubu ward and Mine Masala ward, the 3 wards as zone number 1. Then zone number 2 is that of Lubuto, Mukuba, and Toka, which is also encountering 3 wards. And then the third zone is that of Kaloko and Kavushi itself. So in these all 8 wards, my name is well known. People of Kavushi, I've worked with them. I've been to almost every church in Kavushi community for the past 40 years. TTS is an household name in Kavushi community. I may not be the richest person, but in terms of networking, connecting with the people, I've always been there. And the greatest challenge people of Kavushi are facing, as you put it earlier on, is that the greatest challenge number 1 is that of water education. Across the 8 wards of Kavushi, it's the biggest challenge which our people are facing. It's my prayer and hope that Kafu Water and Storage Management, if you're watching me, Ndola City Council leadership, if you're watching me, let us try and resolve the matters of if Dank sewer system is quite pathetic. The second challenge is that of the road network. Kavushi is a small community. But the road network, which especially the road which leads from Mine Masala Market to Twapia, that's a very economic and very vital road. It's my prayer and hope that the powers that be, the Ministry of Infrastructure, the Ministry of Rural Government, we should work on that road after rain season so that our people can be moving freely. Even going to Kantoromba, where everybody will be loved ones. The road leading to cemetery is in a very pathetic situation. Every day people go there. The wear and tear of vehicles is not very good because of what's happening there. And also Kavushi has got 3 clinics. Kavushi is lagging behind. We need to have a main hospital, even a children's hospital. My brother, we want to have a hospital in Kwayengo, Kuchifubu, Ndola Central. In terms of moving, going there, taking a sick child there, worse off if a child dies in the house, you have to take Lomiru Fuire, Kwayengo, a lot of kilometers, and then you have to bury into Kantoromba. So my wish and my prayer is that as I come in as a member of Parliament for Kavushi community, I also advocate through the relevant departments that we can have a main hospital in Kavushi community. Maybe Kavushi has got 4 clinics, like main clinic, It has got the water clinic and Kabushi clinic and water clinic. If you can turn one of the clinics into a main hospital, I think it will also easier the health sector into our community. And also the other third challenge is that of infrastructure. Most of our children now, the classrooms are overcrowded. Despite having 14 government schools, Kabushi community has got no tertiary education. It's my prayer and hope that as we go into parliament, we also lobby the Ministry of Education to even have turn one of the secondary school into a tertiary. For example, put Kaira Secondary School and make it a tertiary education. Or people, those who have completed grade 12, they can do tertiary education. Despite having these 14 government schools, still more classrooms are overcrowded. If we can increase the spaces for the classrooms, and also seeing to it that most of these schools, almost every secondary school must have a school hall, so that our pupils can be learning nicely. Even computers, some of the schools are lacking computers. As you all know, we're into an era of computer where our young ones used to have enough computers in these schools, school computers and infrastructure. We are going to an era where science and technology is the art of a country. It's my prayer that through Ministry of Education, our schools will have adequate funding so that these schools can be self-sufficient and self-learning. Most of the classrooms are overcrowded, especially this free education policy. It's also my appeal that in the powers that be, the government, they should keep on employing teachers so that the teacher-pupil relationship is minimal so that our pupils can have adequate education.
Mr. Chinga, maybe just to put it blank, but for the viewers out there, I believe almost every day you get to win a voter. But let's say if you are not given an adoption certificate, or maybe a party that you're running on as a ticket that is, you know, a vehicle that is pushing you towards the election, and of course you're not given the adoption certificate, do you have any thought of maybe running as an independent candidate and of course supporting the interests of the people of Kabushi?
Thank you. We call ourselves Abana 70%. I'm dubbed till I started teaching at TTS Abana 70%. We have done a lot of works for the community of Kabushi with our little mega resources, and it is the wish of the people of Kabushi that we serve them. I'm 100% sure that the people themselves will give us the mandate. We are trying to create a bond with the people of Kabushi. The only way we can bond with them, a political party should come as a secondary option. Okay. For me, the best option is to bond with the people and to bond with the community. As I said earlier on, that today, I can greet the PF officials nicely without any confrontation. I can greet the UPND officials that nice, living in the field of the churches. Like I saw the Skywest Ward Councillor, Mr. Mwanza, also aspiring member of Parliament for Kabushi. We normally meet at church at the Holy Cross, Holy Trinity in Masara there. We would interact nicely. The other time was with Honorable Bernard Kanengwa Church. We met at Kabushi UCZ. All of us were invited. We were interacting nicely. So, for me, the bonding we are making with the people of Kabushi who give us success, who make a people of Kabushi appreciate us and tell me, Mr. Chinga, it is your time. So basically, it's my time to lead the people of Kabushi. The vehicle of the political party is inconsequential. For me, it is the bonding with the community. So viewers out there, as you watch me, Mwena Kabushi, those who watch from Kabushi community, Kabushi constituents across the 77 polling streams and all the polling centers, we want to acquire. If we batila start teaching, I'm just giving back to the community because the people of Kabushi built me, made me who I am today. The little years I've spent in public service because of the people of Kabushi. So I'm just giving back to you, the community. So every voter there, any potential voter, my prayer and hope is that let us vote for people you think will serve you, the people you think they've tested leadership. I'm the front runner in Kabushi community. My name is well known. For the past 5 years, you've worked the community. I think I'm the only politician in Kabushi community as we speak today who receives calls almost on a daily basis, interact with the community. When there is a funeral, I would go there. If I will not be there physically, I'll tell my people to go there. We've made coordinators across 8 wards, over 10 coordinators, about 500 people marketing the name Tila Starter Teaching. There's a wedding, we'll be there. If you're not there, we'll delegate. If there's a church music festival, we'll be there. If you're not there, we'll delegate. If there's church activity, so basically almost every activity, we are the first choice by the people of Kabushi. And it's because of that they have seen that Mr. Chinga, why to question your brother? We want to work with you. So it's a movement. It's a vehicle which is moving, which is making a difference in the community. And I'm grateful to the people of Kabushi, our parents, my brothers and my sisters, the young ones, the foot soldiers who voluntarily serve us diligently and voluntarily just providing. So, Mr. Ching, I want you to serve the community. I want you to give back to the community. So, it's our time. It's our time.
You've talked about having started the campaign or the bonding with the community a long time ago. Bonding, unfortunately for your pockets, demands that some money is paid when you're called for these weddings or called upon Chilanga Mulilo's funerals. Milimio has to be bought, a number of things have to be done, which means that money has to be spent. Now, if we look at the Daliso Lungu case, the lesson is that money must have a source. And we ask this question because there's been conversation around, political party financing as well as candidate financing. If we were to ask, who is funding your campaign, Mr. Sichinga? How are you funding your campaign? Are you truly an independent voice, or are you just the next person waiting to inherit a system of patronage?
Interesting. That's an interesting question about it. Well, I'm grateful that, as I said in my preamble, that in my entire life, I think from grade 2, I began serving the marketeers at Memasara Market in 1994. I was just a schoolboy then. So I've always been a business person. I've always interacted with the community, doing my business, learning up and down, and also I funded my education from my primary school. My father retired when I was in grade 6. So upon my father's retirement, he gave me a capital then to learn my own business. So I'm an entrepreneur. So whatever little income, extra income I save, is the little income I share with the community. I'm into different businesses. I'm coming in that I network. I work with my colleagues. We are running a few organizations here and there. But also, the Tila Status Chinga movement is funded by well-wishers. And some of the well-wishers, most of the people funding the Tila Status Chinga Foundation are basically my friends, my schoolmates. The people I've met across my life and political journey. Most of these people have seen the sincerity and the importance of giving back to the community. And I've told my colleagues. In 2011, we formed the Luwuto Secondary School Alumni Association, where we had to put together people of different grades, people who finished Luwuto Secondary School, some of them even in 1988, 1999, up to today. So let's work together as a team. Some of them are bankers, some of them are in the States, some of them are in South Africa, some of them are in Angola, all over the country. So this was said, no, Mr. Chinga, we want you to be our friend. We want you to save us. The one who can save us, that's the reason why even the Tila Status Chinga Foundation was formed. It was formed basically to help the community. So we do receive funding, goodwill gesture from our people. Each week we've got an activity to do. We will share it with the people. Oh, look, this weekend, for example, I'll give an example, like this coming weekend, we'll be at Luwuto Central SDA. So we are going there. How do we move? Someone will say, Luwuto Central, that was my former church. In fact, there's a promotion there. In such thing as you go there, also donate 500 from my pocket. Just say, for example, tembo nampeleka donation naka through Aschinga Kobati na ina vike paka. So whenever there's an activity, we do plan, we do a budget every weekend. How do we help this weekend? How is our pocket? What source do we have so that we can share the community? And of course, there are some things which are inevitable. We also have some certain money which we put aside, and there's a policy, by the way, that we do not buy main meal anyhow. Normally, we provide just one bus, which is on standby. There's our colleagues who put in their vehicle a full source, standby. Just put in a fuel for 300 kwacha or 500 kwacha that can help ferry the mourners. So the Tila Status Chinga movement is purely funded by myself, my colleagues, my family and friends, and the well-wishers. And these well-wishers are people who want to give back to the community because they have seen that this is a gesture which we must give back to the community. The Kawish community made us to be who we are today. And it's just ideal that as a people, we must give back to the community. And I've always been an advocate of giving back to the community. And I'm sure people of Kawish will bear with me that with the little income, with the little effort we do make in these communities, because purely out of goodwill from our people.
Prior to our interview this evening, we discussed, you, myself, and my colleague there, Alfred, that you said you do not want to involve yourself in politics of name calling. Zambian politics has been described at some point as dirty, politics. Are you ready, to get dirty, and for the sake of the seat, because sometimes the going gets tough. So you have to get, a little bit tougher.
Interesting. You see, yes, you are right. The politics of yesterday is that of name calling. But I can share with you and our viewers outside that we are going to this, especially the campaigns for 2026 elections. From where I'm sitting and from my angle, these will be highly issue-based elections and very competitive elections, especially at parliamentary level, because I'm participating at the parliamentary level. So I want to specifically talk about parliamentary level. I've made it a policy. I've even told my colleagues, my campaign coordinators in all the 8 wards, that Mr. Schinga believes in 5 key principles. The principle number 1 is that of love. Love for humanity and love for God and love for everybody. Love for an enemy and love for whoever, even somebody who insults us, let us show them love. I always tell my people, let love lead. That is our motto. TTS believes in let love lead. The point number 2 is that of peace. Echiwote ndayo abantu amkawushi inengatira status ngomwana omwakusha lekeni chipocho pantanshes. I always put peace at the center stage. The third point is of equity and justice. Umulinganya across the 8 words of Kawushi. We always advocate for umulinganya, justice and equity. And the point number 4 is that of stakeholder engagement. Once Omina Kawushi is a stakeholder, whether a civil servant, non-civil servant, a disabled, a what, as long as a human being born in God's image, you're a stakeholder of Kawushi. We'll respect your views and represent your views. And the point number 5 is that of sustainable development. We are work toward it. So for me, these are my 5 key principles that the people of Kawushi, if you want to associate with Mr. Schinga, let us practice and pursue these 5 key principles. And above all, love is the greatest. And when we show love, nobody will fight you. So that's a bit of love. Love is a very powerful word. Love indeed, it's a very powerful thing. That if someone wants to fight, you just say, that's why politics, churches. It's a politics of ideas. So we are winning these elections based on politics of ideas and politics of engagement, politics of persuasion. And that's the reason why in my preamble I said, for us, every weekend we make ourselves to go to church and interact with the church community.
So Schinga, people want to engage with you, and of course our phone lines are officially on. Good evening, you are through to Spotlight.
Yeah, I'm Moses calling from John Lenge.
Mr. Moses.
Yeah, my guest Mulishani Bakaramba from the studio.
Unashama ntungusha Moses wesu.
Awe nindi pyo bwino. Awe inekuona Bakaramba ndeta shatu kumuliranda. Namupusana bona abambi ma politician. Abakwe bati ngaisa pachimba ko Bakaramba epagara badimwe namuteko omutima mulirondolola bwino kumukesa bombera abantu bakabushinga mwanyi bali bo MP nebyo buteko bwanyu buri abantu uko bukitire nebyo bakitire barusambo so ebyo bali kwa kama politician agimu mwebesa pamulabasa mulirande bishinkano kulondola abantu bali umva naisa ndande ubuliriza ashira kwa Daliso Lungu lyo ba government batire ko feature ama moto Bakaramba yali 79 ama property yali 24 katushinga 20.23. It's very sad Bakaramba yakoba ati natwa kotera ama politician Bakaramba twamilika pampando paya indara meshiri ngesha kuba tushite benefit ko kwa Zambia nyabiki ama politician baya mukwaka n'indara mashacharo bari akanyabana n'abakashi babo wamona indara meshiri ngiro kuta benefit ama Zambian. So it's very sad, and my politician bonse they must train a lesson Bakaramba can't you feel kuye na futu kyabwerera pomamona. So wa government no buteko bwesu wanyu government wa president akainga chile bali randa bena tawe corruption yena tabari cha entertain efyo irefwa kwa twakwata leader uwabanga ba president akainga chile Bakaramba tukamona ne chalo chesu cha Zambia chala ya pantanshi ukukira ekyo kyali kale momona bantu like abanyenso abafumire po Bakaramba endala mashakyalo kwali fe bali yakana fyo mu babere momona bantu ngatorosha ngana ngatorosha ngukuyikisha Bakaramba kunu moku amakadazi nabena ni same manje wati mu amakadazi Fiyocho vale chitakada umuntu alenda na tropic okubazo chairman commander ambo kulawe inshama motoka ya tuna wati mama ministers abana baba president fiyocho tulemona bakalamba so if pintu it's a lesson na kuli abama politician kwe abali mu government ile it's a lesson so that fika boya kwantu indara mashi swish ishindara mesh nindara mashamu concerning the benefit muombe bu.
Oh, thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, thank you. Kindly turn down the volume from your TV.
Yes, you are talking to Mr. Felix.
Mr. Felix, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling you from Kanyama.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Good evening, the guest there.
Good evening, Mr. Felix. How is Kanyama today?
Kanyama is cool, sir.
Thank you, my brother.
Yes, I've heard what you are saying, my brother. But one thing I can encourage you, cooperate with the fellow opposition, like Tonse. Yeah. You know, Mr. Munduvire, here at the ground, the people they are always talking about Mr. Munduvire. He's the only candidate who can remove Mr. Akainde from that seat. So, sir, if you want to win an election, I know you want to stand as the MP, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please, be connected to Mr. Munduvire. And I'm telling you, you win this election, 2026 election. Stand with him, support him. Don't think about it. Oh, Mr. Munduvire, because he is connected to the PF body. Here are the people at the ground. You want Mr. Munduvire to sit on that throne. So if you want to be MP, please connect to Mr. Munduvire. This is the only advice I can give you. Here at Kanyama, this Chinkunika, you are talking about MP, UPND MP, Mr. Chinkunika. He has done nothing here at Kanyama. Nothing completely, I'm telling you. Come here at Kanyama. You won't see anything in development here in Kanyama. We are just suffering.
All right, thank you very much.
We are passing in a stagnant water always.
Thank you very much, Mr. Felix, for your contribution. Let's bring in another caller. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, thank you. You're through to Spotlight on Crown TV. Your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Yumba.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Where are you calling us from?
I just want to comment on the topic that I've seen on TV.
Sure, go ahead.
Concerning the accountability.
All right.
Over the... Hello?
We're getting you, please go ahead.
Yes, there's a question there. Is Daliso Lungu probably the case? Is it accountability or... Hello?
Please go ahead. We are able to hear you.
Yes. So, my contribution on that one, I would say what the government is doing, the government under the leadership of His Excellency HH, is doing justice. You know, this country 5 years ago, this country was a country with no law. Everyone just used to do whatever they feel like doing.
All right.
Okay, now, and it started becoming normal because everyone became accustomed to lawlessness. But it's very unfortunate that some people are looking at that issue, especially the people in the political circles, as a very unfair issue. But that's how it's supposed to be. And if we pick that kind of attitude or that kind of position towards such people that goes into office and later on start abusing the powers that they get from the people, you know, we tend to not to develop at the end of the day. If we talk of these countries that are developed, you talk of US and China, If you look at how the level of corruption, how it is reduced, they make sure that it is reduced to zero because they do understand the consequences of what corruption can do to the country.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you
So
very much.
I think for me, personally, I think it's a good thing that this government is doing, the position it has taken towards corruption.
All right. Thank you, Yumba, for that contribution. We'll bring in 2 more calls and then we wind up.
Good evening. You're through to Spotlight.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Zulu Debbie, calling from Vobwe.
Mr. Zulu in Vobwe. Yes, your contribution or question?
Yeah, my contribution, I just wanted to recommend the government, looking at the topic that is there to say is Lungu's verdict, accountability or political. There is no political whatsoever there, because this is what all politicians must know. It is again a wake-up call for those in government today to say they are supposed to serve the people diligently without any abuse of the powers that they have. You can imagine the time that the president, our late president, ECL died. He served as a government. Then the child from nowhere having 79 vehicles without proper source of income that can be properly explained. Then somebody or the government comes in and says, okay, we want to find out where did it come from. Then no explanation. When those things are taken to the government, then people start saying no, it's political. No, that is not
so much,
political.
Mr. Zulu.
It is just, it is just something that we should all learn from. So it is again a wake-up call to the UPNG, those who are serving. I recommend the president for that, because you don't want that those people in offices to be misusing the powers that have been given.
Right.
So it's congratulations to the UPNG, congratulations to the president to fight corruption to this level. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We bring in our final call and then give our guest a
Good
chance to
evening.
respond. Good evening, thank you. Your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Frederick from
Please go ahead.
I think if you must have Daliso ceremony that you have to Katiri Mustretio, Kosama Montoka 79, Now Fudisha, Namayandari. I think that is straight to Pranda Fishing.
All right, Dr. Shasana Kanavesa. All right, Mr. Sichinga, these are the contributions from our callers. A lot of them that have spoken about you say they like your calm demeanor, and they like the way you're presenting issues, and that they are looking forward to 2026 elections, because it will be about people like you that understand, the issues, issue-based politics.
Yes, thank you very much to all our callers, and I know the phone is still buzzing with callers. It's interesting that people are very alert, and people know what they want. That's the beauty about democracy. As we put it, democracy is the rule of the people, by the people, and for the people. And what people want is for us to be accountable to them. It's my prayer and hope that as we go into the campaign gear, then as we vote for our leaders of our choices, we must always vote for people who provide a service about themselves and who will be there to serve the community. Basically, that is the message from our people, that we should serve them diligently or heartedly and be there for them. Show compassion, show love to them. That's what they want. They want compassion and love. There's nothing which they're asking for apart from compassion and love. Then the rest of the things will follow.
Mr. Sichinga, I know for sure time is all with us, but there was another advice from Felix for you, advising you to consider, going for the Tonse as an alliance, and of course, running rather behind Bram Munduvile.
You see, it's interesting. As I've put it, that our people are very alert and our people are gauging. They are weighing. People are making options. As you all know, Parliament, as I said in my preamble, is closing on the 15th of May, and very soon people are positioning themselves. which is the right vehicle, how do I move, how do I position myself. Realistically speaking, we are listening, and a good politician and a good leader must listen to what people on the ground are saying. We've given ourselves that between now up to May, when Parliament will be dissolved, we'll listen more and talk less. We'll get all suggestions, as I've said, in Kawush community. I encourage almost everybody, but PF, UPNG, but socialists, the Tonzi, the groups, the guys, we interact, watch football together, we discuss politics, current affairs, we do options here and there. So we've taken note of his advice, and as I've said, as a leader, we must listen to every voice. For now, we have to market ourselves. And as I said, we are marketing ourselves as Tilas Titus Ichinga, the born and bred son of Kawush community, the person who wants to serve the community wholeheartedly. That's why we're calling ourselves Havana 70%. So when we can get that 70% is to see to who the voters, both from the ruling party and the opposition, and the undecided voters. All these voters must be put together so that we can get that 70%. Once we get that mandate of 70%, then we would have known that the people and the people of Kawush community across the 8 wards, they've given us a mandate and we'll serve them diligently. Our role is just to provide a service as a servant of the community. We are eager and we are ready to serve the community. So wherever you are, wherever you are seated, vote in Padua Tila status. He's just giving back. He's just becoming a servant.
TTS, Havana.